Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the CompTIA A+ 1101 and 1102 review question series. This video will be focused on chapter 18. In chapter 18 we'll be covering securing operating systems. Remember to pause in between the videos to check your answer to know which answer you think is correct. As always, thank you for watching, and let's get into this. Alright, question number 1. Which policy would you create to define the minimum specification if an employee wanted to use their own device for email? A. MDM, B. AUP, C. BYOD, D. NDA. So what policy would you create? That would be BYOD, so bring your own device. So this policy defines the minimum specifications for an employee's device used for work-related access. The mobile device management, MDM, will usually police these specifications, but it will not define them. The AUP, Acceptable Use Policy, is a code of conduct when dealing with organization resources. And the A, Non-Disclosure Agreement, is an agreement used when dealing with intellectual property. Question number 2. Which term refers to copying data between a mobile device and a computer system in order to mirror such things as contacts, programs, pictures, and music? A. Calibration, B. Remote wipe, C. Pairing, D. Synchronization. So the term refers to copying data between a mobile device and a computer system. What could that be? That would be synchronization. So the answer here is D. So synchronizing a mobile device with a computer system allows you to mirror personal data between the devices regardless of which one contains the most current data. Calibration refers to matching the devices and users' perceptions of where the user is touching the screen. Remote wipes allows you to remove personal data from a lost or stolen device. Pairing is what must be done in Bluetooth for two Bluetooth devices to connect and communicate. Question number 3. You want to follow the rules of good security administration as set by CompTIA and vendors. To do so, which account should be disabled on most Windows operating systems for security reasons? A. Guest, B. Print operators, C. Power users, D. User 1. So what account should be disabled? The answer here is A. Guest. The guest account should be disabled on the operating system unless there is a good reason to leave the account enabled. Print operators is a group found on Windows servers. Power users is a group found on both Windows workstations and servers. User 1 is obviously a user account unless the user has left the organization. There should be no reason to disable the account. Question number 4. What kind of mobile app is being used when the owner's phone displays a message on the screen and emits an extremely loud tone? A. Fail login restriction, B. Antivirus, C. Locator, D. Remote wipe. The answer here is C. Locator. So locator apps can find the phone and then display a message that can be read even while the phone is locked. Locator apps also often give the user the option to make the phone blare a noise to aid in finding the device. Fail login restrictions will wipe a device if a specific number of wrong passwords are entered. Antivirus apps make sure that your phone does not get a virus, but they do offer no way to message or locate the device. Remotely wiping the mobile devices feature of locator apps. but is not itself an app that displays messages and produces noises. Question number 5. As a best practice, after a set period of inactivity on a Windows workstation, what should happen? A. The system should shut down. B. The system should restart. C. Your password-enabled screensaver should automatically start. D. The system should log out the user. So what does usually happen when you're away from your computer or laptop? This should be straightforward. The answer here is C. A password-enabled screensaver should automatically start. So a screensaver should automatically start after a period of idle time, and that screensaver should require a password before the user can begin the session again. The system should neither shut down nor restart, since work could still be open. For the same reason, the system should not log out the user. Question number 6. A new app developed for the Android platform has which extension? A. SDK, B. APK, C. IPA, D. EXE. So what extension refers to the Android platform? That would be B. APK. APK stands for Android Package Kit. Apps are developed with the Software Development Kit, SDK, but SDK is not a valid extension. Apple iOS apps use an IPA, which iOS App Storage Package. Only the Windows desktop operating system can use execute exe files. Question number 7. Which of the following has the goal of allowing the username/password combination to be entered once, then allowing claims to be used for consecutive logins? Choose the best answer. A. Tokens, B. Kerberos, C. Single sign-on, D. Multi-factor authentication. The answer here is C. Single sign-on. So single sign-on SSO is to allow username/password combination. Once the combination is entered, claims are used to access additional resources. Tokens are given to the operating system after a user successfully logs in. They allow a user to access rights on the operating system. Kerberos is used along with Active Directory to authenticate a user on the Windows operating system. Multi-factor authentication is the use of 2 or more factors to authenticate. Question number 8. Which of these is a password manager? A. Edge, B. Credential Manager, C. Internet Explorer 11, D. Active Directory. Which one of these is a password manager? That would be B. Credential Manager. The Windows Credential Manager is a password manager that is built into the operating system of Windows. Edge and Internet Explorer 11 work in conjunction with the Credential Manager, but they are not password managers. Active Directory is used to authenticate the main users, but it does not manage passwords for any users. 9. Question number 9. You have a very small network in a home-based office, and you want to limit network access to only those hosts that you physically own. What should you utilize to make this possible? A. Static IP addresses, B. Disable DNS, C. Default subnet mask, D. Empty default gateway. The answer here is A. Static IP addresses. So assigning IP addresses is that you can make certain which host is associated with which IP address, and then use filtering to limit network access to those only hosts. Disabling DNS will limit all hosts on a network from getting to the internet and will not limit network access. A default subnet mask will not limit network access and will cause other problems. An empty default gateway will not limit network access. Question number 10. Which wireless encryption protocol provides advanced encryption standard? AES encryption. A. Wired equivalent privacy. B. Wi-Fi protected access. C. Wi-Fi protected access 2. And D. Temporal key integrity protocol. The answer here is Wi-Fi protected access, WPA2. So WPA2 offers the advanced encryption standard for encrypting wireless communications. WEP offers weak 64 or 128-bit encryption. The WPA uses the RC4 encryption algorithm, and the TKIP is a part of the WPA encryption protocol. Question number 11. Which type of add-on will extend the functionality of the web server in a way it wasn't originally designed? A. Pop-up blocker. B. Extensions. C. Plugin. D. Ad blocker. The answer here is B. Extensions. So an extension is a type of add-on that will extend the functionality of the web browser. It was never originally designed. A pop-up blocker changes the way a web page is rendered. A plugin changes the way a web page is rendered. An ad blocker also changes the way a web page is rendered. Question number 12. What is normally performed when an employee is offboarded? A. Their user account is deleted. B. The user account is unlocked. C. Their user account is created. D. Their user account password is reset. So what happens when an employee is offboarded? Maybe they were fired, maybe they quit the job. What do you do with that user's account? So the answer here is A. Their user account is deleted. Obviously, when a user is no longer with a company, you will have to delete or disable their account. The other answers do not really go here because the employee is offboarding, so you won't really have to unlock or create or reset their password. The question number 13 says, by default, when setting up an Android device, why do you need a Google account? A. The device requires email setup. B. The account is used for cloud synchronizations. C. The account is used for desktop backups. D. The device requires registration. Like always, if you're trying to use an Android device, Google will need for you to have a Google account, as always. So, what could be the answer here? The answer is the account is used for cloud synchronizations. By default, a Google account is required on Android devices. It is used to synchronize data and app purchases to the cloud. The device does not require email to be set up, but the account can be used for the setup. The account is not used for desktop backups. The device does not require registration. Question number 14. You need to secure your mobile device lock screen with the highest level of protection. Which of the following should you use? Choose the best answer. A. Fingerprint lock. B. Face lock. C. Passcode lock. D. Swipe lock. What is the highest level of protection when you have a mobile device? That will be A. Fingerprint lock. So fingerprint locks are the most secure of all the lock methods, since fingerprints are hard to duplicate. Face locks have high number of false positives, which can be used to gain access to the phone. Passcode locks can be cracked and shoulder surfed. Swipe locks are not really locks. They just allow the screen to be opened with a swipe. Question number 15. You need to encrypt a single file on a Windows desktop. Which technology should you use? A. EFS, B. BitLocker, C. NTFS, D. BitLocker to go. So what do you need to encrypt a file using Windows? That will be A. EFS. So EFS stands for Encrypted File System. It's a functionality of the Windows NTFS file system. It can encrypt individual files and folders. BitLocker is a full device encryption technology. NTFS is a file system that supports encryption and security. BitLocker to go is used for full device encryption for mobile drives. Question 16. A user in both the sales group and the marketing group. A user is in both the sales group and marketing group. The sales group has full permission at the share level, and the marketing group has a read-only permission. The files on NTFS are secured with the modified permission for the sales group and the read and execute permission for the marketing group. Which permissions will the user have? A. Full, B. Modify, C. Read only, D. Read and execute. The answer here is B. Modify. Because the user is in both groups and the sales group has full share permissions and the sales group has modified NTFS permissions, the most restrictive of the two is modify. So that would be effective permission for the user. All the other answers are incorrect. Question number 17. James just moved a folder on the same partition. What will happen with the permissions for the folder? A. The permissions will be the same as they were before the move. B. The permissions will be inherited from the new parent folder. C. The permissions will be configured as the root folder for the drive letter. D. The permissions will be blank until configured. The answer here is A. The permissions will be the same as they were moved before the move. Since you are just moving the files and not creating a new entity, the file will have the same permissions, or the folder. The permissions will not inherit from the parent folder. They will not be configured the same as the root folder, and they will not be blank. Question number 18. A user is in the sales group. The sales group has no permission at the share level. The files on NTFS are secure with the modified permission for the sales group. What permissions will the user have? A. The user will have the modified permission when connecting from the network. B. The user will have the modified permission when logged in locally to the computer. C. The user will have no access when logged in locally to the computer. D. The user will have read-only permissions when connecting from the network. The answer here is B. The user will have the modified permission when logged in locally to the computer. The user will have only the modified permissions when logged in locally to the computer, since the file system is not shared with the appropriate permissions. All the answers are incorrect. you can read the explanation from there. Question number 19. You are trying to delete a file on the local system, but the operating system will not let you. What could be the problem? Choose the best answer. A. The NTFS modified permission is applied to the file. B. The shared permissions are not set to full control. C. The file attributes are set to read only. D. The file attributes are set to system. The answer here is C. The file attributes are set to read only. The file attributes are most likely set to read only, and thus you're not permitted to delete the file. The modified permission will not hinder the file from being deleted. The shared permissions will not have any bearing on the problem since the local system is being accessed. The file attributes being set to system will not restrict a file from being deleted. Question number 20. You need to enforce profile security requirements on mobile devices. Which should you use to achieve this goal? A. AUP, B. NDA, C. BYOD, and D. MDM. What should you enforce for profile security requirements? That will be D. MDM, so mobile device management. It enables you to enforce profile security requirements on mobile devices. The acceptable use AUP is a code of ethics your users should follow when dealing with organizational resources. NDA is agreement between employee and the organization to protect intellectual property. And BYOD is bring your own device, which you can bring your own device from home. Alright, this is the end of the video. I thank you guys for watching, and please be on the lookout for the next video, which will be chapter number 19, I believe.